This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. It looks like Tesla is going to have to cut the price of its Model Y again in China. And that's because the BYD Song L, which is targeted directly at the Model Y, just debuted with a starting price of $26,700. That's 10 grand cheaper than a Model Y in China. The base version of the BYD Song L comes with a 71.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack and a 150 kilowatt motor, which is 200 horsepower. BYD already outsells Tesla with pure EVs in China, and this new model will probably increase its sales lead even more. Tesla was the company that kicked off the EV price war in China at the beginning of the year, and now it looks like BYD is giving Tesla a taste of its own medicine. Speaking of Tesla, it wants you to fork over a non-refundable $1,000 deposit if you're serious about buying a Cybertruck. A reported 2 million people paid the refundable $100 deposit to reserve the electric truck, but now Tesla is looking for the more serious buyers. And this is also going to help Tesla gauge what the demand actually is for the Cybertruck. GM Cruise keeps making headlines, and for all the wrong reasons. Just weeks ago, the CEO and the Chief Product Officer resigned. 2 days ago, Cruise fired 9 executives, and yesterday it announced it's cutting nearly a quarter of its workforce, or about 900 jobs. Most of the layoffs are related to corporate functions, not engineering. Cruise lost $700 million in the third quarter, and more than $8 billion since 2016. But GM CEO Mary Barra says she still believes that Cruise will ultimately turn the corner and become an extremely profitable business. GM is also laying off people at 2 other plants in Michigan. It's cutting 945 jobs at the Orion plant, which builds the Bolt EV, which is going out of production until 2025. And GM will cut 369 jobs at its Lansing Grand River plant where the Camaro is going out of production. But that plant will continue to build the Cadillac CT4 and CT5. GM will offer the laid-off workers jobs at other plants as soon as they're available. Honda and Acura just launched a new marketing campaign that we think everyone in the industry is going to copy. They're offering to lease CPO cars. CPO stands for Certified Pre-Owned. They're used cars that get inspected, fixed up, and sold with a warranty. Honda and Acura are also offering free roadside assistance and cheap 1.49% financing. Except that now, Honda and Acura will lease with the target of first-time and young buyers. Some car dealers have been pleading for years with automakers to provide them with the financing tools to lease used cars. And this may be one of the answers to deal with the affordability issue, since car prices skyrocketed because of COVID shutdowns and chip shortages. Though leasing is not a gift to the consumer, it does lower the monthly payment. And in the U.S. market, car buyers pay far more attention to the monthly payment than to the overall price. Automakers have been reluctant to lease used cars because they're afraid it would cannibalize new car sales. But now that Honda and Acura are doing it, we think everyone else will jump on board.
At CES January 9th through 12th, 2024, Intrepid's looking forward to seeing you at our booth 3666 Las Vegas Convention Center in the West Hall. We'll be demonstrating the latest and greatest in software-defined vehicles and zonal architectures, automotive Ethernet technologies like 10-base T1S and multi-gigabit. See you at CES 2024 Las Vegas Convention Center in West Hall booth 3666 or visit intrepidcs.com/sales.
There's a new Icks coming to Cadillac's EV lineup. First came the Lyriq, then the Celestiq, then the Escaladiq. Yes, I know it's Escalade IQ, but I think it's dumb that all the other ones are Icks but it. But anyways, back to the Icks. More recently came the Optiq, and now it's just revealed the all-new Vistiq. It's listed as a 2026 model year vehicle which means the earliest it will come out is sometime in 2025. And when it does, it will slot between the Lyriq and the Escaladic. That's about all we have to go on for now, but Cadillac says we'll get more details sometime next year. In March, Volkswagen revealed a new entry-level EV concept called the ID.2 All that's a preview of a production car that's coming out in 2025. And now it's teasing an SUV version that will come out a year later in 2026. Both models ride on its new MEB entry platform, which is front-wheel drive based. And while VW didn't share any other details about the SUV, here's what we can tell you about the car version. It has about the same wheelbase and width as a current Golf, but overall it's about 9 inches shorter. It will be powered by a roughly 166 kilowatt or 222 horsepower electric motor, which is enough to power the vehicle from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 7 seconds. And it will have about 450 kilometers or 280 miles of range. VW says the ID.2 All SUV is an important step to bringing affordable EVs to the masses. Chinese automaker Geely's premium EV brand Zeekr unveiled a fast-charging lithium iron phosphate or LFP battery. Its upcoming 007 sedan, which has an 800-volt architecture, will be the first model to use it. The battery is able to provide 300 miles or 500 kilometers of range in just 15 minutes of charging. The 007 has a 75.6 kilowatt-hour pack, a motor that produces 310 kilowatts or 415 horsepower, and it provides 688 kilometers or 427 miles of range. Virtual assistants are about to get a lot better. It just so happens that I shot a video of myself interacting with Mercedes' current virtual assistant in a recent test car, and Mercedes just showed off a teaser video of its new AI-based virtual assistant that will debut at CES in January. And the difference between the fluidity of speech is really obvious. Here's me asking the current system a question. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Can you tell me a joke, please?
I haven't slept for 10 days because that would be way too long.
And here's the teaser video of the new system.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Except me. The new MBUX virtual assistant. Meet me at CES 2024.
I know the joke the current car tells is not that great, but I did get a better response off camera a day earlier, which was, you can't trust any atoms because they make up everything. But with Mercedes' new AI-based system, which we think uses ChatGPT, interaction should be much more natural. SAIC, or the Shanghai Automotive Industry Corporation, bought MG in 2007, and it's done a terrific job with the brand, especially with exports. So far this year, MG is the number 6 EV brand in Europe. In the UK, it's number 2, only behind Tesla. But not all MGs are electric. There's ICE versions too. And in Australia, it's the 7th best-selling brand in the whole market, including all vehicle types. But Australia just crash-tested the MG5 sedan, and it failed miserably. The Australian NCAP gave it 0 stars. In head-on collisions, offset, side impact, and pull tests, the car did not do well. And this comes as something of a shock. 20 years ago, Chinese cars were famous for folding up in an accident, but that was then. Today, most Chinese cars are well designed to meet crash standards, but clearly, the MG5 was not. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Thanks for making Autoline a part of your day, and I hope that you have a great weekend.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey, and by Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering. Boost your game. Wards is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.